Hey guys, I'm Mariana. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are dyeing my hair again. This is the end of the second week in quarantine, and I decided that I'm tired of my hair and we're gonna do something about it. So if you know, all of the necessary businesses are still open and the unnecessary businesses are temporarily closed for the quarantine because of this stupid pandemic that we're having. So I had to go to Walgreens and I got the trash stuff, I got the bad shit. This is what I'm gonna be using on my hair because I have no other option. I have no other option. So I bought these two box dyes. These are the Revlon Color Silk Beautiful color. This is in the shade Ultra Light Ash Blonde. Okay, I got two of them because I feel like I needed more than one. Rather have more than less. And for toner, I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Feria box dye Smoky Pastels in the shade Smoky Blue. So I actually already have a video using this box dye right here. If you guys want to see that one, it's already up on my channel. My hair was a different color before, but for this time I am going to be adding highlights to my hair. Let me show you. Right now my roots are very much grown in. It's gross. I hate it. I don't like the length anymore. I don't like the color. It's just a big fat mess and I hate it so much. So we're gonna do something about it. So like I was saying, I want to do highlights. So I want to bring my blonde more up, possibly to right out of my roots. I still want a dark root, and then I want highlights going into the bottom to the blonde. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the bleach box dye. I'm getting highlights, doing highlights. I'm also going to be doing the face framing highlights. So like the two strands here are going to be lighter. Alright, and then I'm going to be toning with this, and everything is going to be less warm, more cool and ashy and smoky blue. I really doubt it's going to be smoky blue, but it's going to be more ashy and gray. I kind of am going for gray. We're going to see what happens. So now I'm going to highlight my hair and I will show you guys how I do that. I don't feel like it'll come out bad. And if it does, it doesn't matter because I don't go anywhere. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to crack open one of these bleach box dyes, Ultra Light Ash Blonde, and we're going to start giving myself some highlights. I have here that I'm using, I have a pair of gloves, some foil, a brush. I bought this from the beauty supply store for like $2 and it's broken now, but I need both sides of these, so we're using it. Brush out my hair and make sure there's no knots, make sure everything is all smooth and easy to work with, so I am gonna go ahead and do that now. My hair is also very dirty. I think I haven't washed it since last week, so I think it's the perfect time to bleach it. I also will be using this comb. It's like a regular comb just to brush through the highlights, just to blend it a little bit. And this is a wide tooth comb, just to brush out the knots. If you guys want to see me doing more stupidness to my hair, I have a whole playlist where I do a whole bunch of experiments to my hair. You guys can definitely go watch that. Already up on my channel. Go binge watch that. I do it, so you don't have to. So my camera did not record me putting in the foils on the two sides of my head, so I just got the back. So basically what I'm doing is I'm weaving through a thin layer of hair with the end of the brush that I have, and then I'm just coating the root part, just the black part of my hair, with the bleach, and I'm putting it over a foil because it makes it easier to hold and then wrap with the foil. So I'm just coating it generously with the bleach, and then I'm going to wrap it in the foil. So I'm actually putting a lot of bleach on it because I don't want it to dry out and I want it to be really saturated. And then I'm just going to fold it up into the foil and then just put it really flat on the top of my head because I'm going to be going from front to back with the layers of the highlights through the back of my head. So what I did is just took the end of the comb and just created another layer, and then you actually have to skip a layer in between, so it's like layer, weave, layer, skip, layer, weave, and then bleach. So I am just showing you the parts that I did bleach. I actually only did like the top part of my head for the back, but this is basically what I did for the whole entire thing. Alright, so I finished doing my whole head. For the back, I did most of it. There's still a big chunk on the bottom that I just left because my hands were getting tired. So I only used one of the box dyes that was the ash blonde, so that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna wash this out and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so today is the next day. I washed my hair and I didn't style it, but this is it completely dry. So I did the highlights and these two front pieces. So I feel like these are a little bit, just a little bit lighter than the rest, but this is what we have now. So I actually am not mad at it. I am happy that it actually lightened my hair and it is like not completely black up here anymore. I think I also want to go back in and lighten these two front pieces a little bit more just to try to make it the same color as my ends so that these two front pieces will be lighter than everywhere else, and the rest of my head is like darker on the top. This is the result of my first bleaching session. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think it looks that bad, honestly. Like, it doesn't look as much of a mess as I thought it would. And let me show you guys the back too. Okay, so it doesn't look that bad and it's not done yet, so just keep that in mind because I hate when I'm like in the middle processes of bleaching my hair and it looks like orange and brassy like this and everyone's like, what did you do to your hair? And I'm like, it's not done yet. I'm actually gonna go get a haircut from my aunt who is a hairdresser. I'm just gonna put some layers in my hair because I hate how it looks right now. Like, the length is just like, it's just so bland and it's just blunt and I hate it. So we're doing something about it. So I'm gonna go get a haircut and I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna think about what I want to do next. I think I'm okay with this plan that I have going on. This is the before and I'll show you guys the after my haircut. So this is it. I got some long layers. I still haven't styled it yet, but I love it so much better. That blunt long bob that I had. So now it has some dimension. I'm gonna cool off for a couple days. I don't feel like bleaching it right now again, so what I'm gonna do is wait a couple days and then I'm gonna go back in. I think I'm only just gonna bleach these two front pieces again just to get them really light so they can be the lightest pieces on the top. Then I'm gonna tone it after that. We'll be back when I decide that I want to do this again. So now I'm going to go ahead and re-bleach the two front framing pieces of my hair. So I actually went ahead and tried to pick out the pieces that I already actually bleached, and it was a little bit difficult because it was kind of blended in with the rest of my hair, but I found them. So now I went ahead and mixed together the second bleach box dye, which is the same color that I used for the rest of my head in the beginning. So this is the second processing that I'm doing to my hair, and I'm only putting the bleach right on these two pieces. So I'm just completely saturating the two front pieces from my roots, and I'm not taking it all the way down to the ends. I am taking it a little bit into the brown part and like the midsections, but like I said, I'm just really saturating them so that the bleach can process really well and they get as light as they possibly can. So I'm not weaving or anything. I'm just completely just slapping the bleach on for the whole entire section. And I just want this whole section to get lighter because, like I said, I wanted it to be the two lightest pieces on the top of my head and eventually try to get to the same color as the ends, which does not really end up happening if I did use a regular actual bleach from the beauty supply store or somewhere else. Then I probably could have achieved what I was trying to do. But this is basically it, and this is how it came out. So I left it in for like 30 minutes, and I feel like it didn't really do anything. I mean, it is a little bit lighter than the rest, but it's not that much of a difference. But this is how it came out. And like I said, if I did use another bleach, then it probably would have been better. But we're not gonna get into that. So I also ran out of bleach and had no other options. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start dyeing my hair with the Feria box dye. So this is gonna act as toner. So this is in the shade powder smoky blue or something like that. It's like a pastel blue. So I'm just gonna dye my whole entire head with this box dye. So what I'm doing is I'm starting from my roots and from the middle. I'm doing a middle part. So I just like to, I was watching Orange is the New Black. So I just like to part my hair and just place the dye on the part, and then just use my ring finger to just apply it to the rest of the hair. So like I'm doing here, and then I just use my comb to repart my hair. Then I just take the hair dye and I place it right in the middle of my part, and then I just take my ring finger and I just try and coat the rest of my hair around the part, just so my roots are really saturated, and I try and get almost like everywhere of my hair. This is the way that I've been dyeing my hair. If I wanted to dye my whole entire head, this is how I've been doing it for my whole life, and I think it works pretty well. So like I said, just part your hair, keep parting it, going to one direction. So I started going toward my right ear first, and I just placed the hair dye in the middle of my root, in the middle of the section, and then just keep going, and then just keep parting until you get all the way down to your ear. And then I'm actually only working on the roots at the moment, and then I go in with my midsections later on after I have the whole entire like root area of my head, like the part of the hair that is actually coming out of my head, all saturated in dye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the left side of my head. I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm just placing the dye on my part, and then I'm just like rubbing it in with my fingers. This is not completely hairstylist approved. I would rather use a brush, but I just didn't feel like dealing with my broken brush, so I just used my fingers, but it was fine. So now I'm just like sectioning off the midsections and rest of my hair, combing through, just making sure there's no knots, and then just applying the rest of the dye. And then I'm just like squishing it in with my hands and trying and hoping that I'm getting every single strand of my hair. And I feel like it actually came out pretty even, but if you wanted to be a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more safer, you could definitely use a brush and go in with the smaller sections, but I was just tired of this. So that's exactly how I dyed my whole entire head, and I did the midsections and both sides of my hair, and I just let it sit for about 30 minutes. So this is the after, the finish, the final look. This is my hair now after everything that I've done, and I have also styled it. So this is what it looks like. So these are the ends. I'm gonna show you guys the whole thing. I just want to say a couple things. If you guys like it, leave a like and a comment down below. But it is definitely bluer than I thought it was going to be. So, and I don't know, I can't really say that I'm blonde anymore, but I know for a fact this is gonna fade, alright, because I actually have tried this before, like I said in one of my other videos. You guys can go ahead and watch that as well. But my hair is shorter now, so I guess I didn't run out of dye, so it got to everywhere. So like the roots, all of my black hair is gone completely, so it really just toned everything. Also the highlights, I feel like you can't see any of that anymore, so I guess I just wasted my time doing that. I should have just put this on at the beginning. Also the front framing highlights, I feel like they're not even there anymore either. So I like it. I just want the like gray blue to like tone down a little bit more because it wasn't really what I was going for, but I appreciate that it's gray now and everything is really ashy and I really like it actually. So this is the final look of the haircut, hair dyeing. Alright, I think it looks cute, honestly. It looks nice. Too bad I have nowhere to go. This whole process took like a whole week because I was lazy and I waited a couple days before dyeing everything. Like, I didn't do it back to back, so this is the outcome. I like it, but I'll show you guys what it looks like after like a couple washes because this is definitely not staying. It's definitely going to be fading, so I will be blonde once again, but everything got really dark. So yeah, that was some strong dye because my hair is no longer black up here at all. It's just like ashy brown, but I'm not mad at it. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!